Total Drama is one of the first franchises I ever fell in with. First airing only a month before my 6th birthday. It's still a franchise I love and think deserves more. And with a reboot coming around the corner, I think this is the best time to talk about how I would improve Total Drama Revenge of the Island. It's an alright season, and Total Drama has done far worse, but let's talk about how I would have improved it. First off, 13 episodes is just not enough for Total Drama. It definitely needed 27 episodes like the original series, so we can develop these characters and see them interact more. And so adding more episodes, we need a few more contestants like this. Sort of. Some characters definitely shouldn't have been voted out as soon as they were. Such as B, who kept making these crazy machines and trying to help the team. You can have it be like this storyline where Scott's doing his thing, making sure he's the last man standing, and he shifts all the blame to B and says that him and Don are conspiracying, and someone else that's really good at the game. So Scott creates this conspiracy amongst the team to try and get rid of them. And then eventually the conspiracy works, and they eventually get rid of Don and B, leaving the Mutant Maggots a squad of Scott loyalists. Then plus Brick when he gets switched over, as a consolation prize to the team. Izzy probably didn't need to be the spider in that episode, given that the island's radioactive this season. And around this point, I definitely think Mike should just tell everyone about his split personality. Maybe he will have kept it a secret earlier on, but I definitely think he should have told people earlier that he has it. Because in the original show, it got kind of annoying that he didn't tell anyone, and then he got blackmailed for it. And after B's gone, the Mutant Maggots actually try a little to show that it was B making them screw up so much. But then in the beauty contest episode, let's just have it be a normal beauty contest. I'm actually going to give the W to the Rats for this one because they have people like Anne-Marie and Topher. And they try getting their third model to be Ennui, but because Crimson's gone, he actually feels emotion. Emotion of sadness. So he doesn't want to do it. The Maggots have Sugar and Dakota, but then at this point Dakota loses all of her hair during her part due to all the radiation on the island. And then when Lindsay gets kidnapped by the Sasquatch, everyone goes over to Boney Island. And then Ennui's inspired by Boney Island and how cool it is, so he goes hardcore, which scares the Sasquatch and they take the W. And then during the cave episode, I actually do feel kind of bad for Ezekiel turning into this zombie golem. So after he finds Anne-Marie, let's have the diamond actually be real, and Chris is just an idiot for dumping toxic waste in the mine because he didn't know the value of it. So Anne-Marie quits and takes her new boyfriend with her. And like Ezekiel starts becoming more and more human again with her, and they go globetrotting or something. After dealing with Topher and a reward challenge where the winners get a metal detector, we get our returning characters of Dawn and Sam. Dakota for the last couple episodes has been turning into a kaiju. And then when she rescues both of them, because there was a time limit, only Dawn's returning. Dawn spills the beans about Scott, and Chris shows clips of Scott being Scott. But luckily for him, he's got that Heather-style plot armor, so he votes out Dakota. And this leads into the merge, which will roughly go how you would think. The finalists in the original, I like Cameron and Lightning is alright, but even there, they really didn't build these two up as the finalist. So I think a better finalist would be Dawn and Scott. Even in the original, Scott and Dawn, or Scott and Zoey were even better finalists, because Scott screwed them over and so started a rivalry between them. For the finale itself, it would be the obstacle course of doom, but actual Heather hijacks the blimp and steals the money, so now Dawn and Scott have to go stop her. And in the subsequent Heather fight, we get our two endings. The blimp crashes, everyone's in the water, except Dawn floats to the shore like normal. In the Dawn ending, she'll have the money, but she goes back in the water to save a drowning Heather. And in the Scott ending, Dawn just goes to save Heather without the money, and Scott takes it. But just like Alejandro in World Tour, no matter the ending, he still gets screwed over with an encounter with a shark. And then the police come for Chris, which leads into the second season of Total Drama Revenge of the World Tour, combining both World Tour and action, so it's like different films from different places in the world, while also Chris trying to avoid the police. We get most of the same contestants, maybe some extra ones because the others are gone. And then the finale of that season can be the finalists are trying to capture Chris to get his money. And the finalists can be Cameron and Lightning, or someone different like Joe and Brick. And then that finally leads us into Total Drama All-Stars, which definitely deserves a video of its own. So stay tuned for that rewrite. But what are you guys' opinion on my rewrite of Revenge of the Island? Did you like it? Do you have your own rewrites? Or do you just hate my ideas and just want to watch the normal season?